United shirts behind him, and I don't mean Keith. Don't Big Paul look like a Bond villain?
We're recording now, John. Watch what you say.
It's
Big Paul looks like a Bond villain, yeah.
it's all the hair. I'm desperate need of a haircut, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Desperate need.
Have you got a big one?
I think we all are.
Who's the guy that used to sing at Wandering Star?
Lee Marvin.
Lee Marvin.
He looks a bit like him.
Yeah.
Paul looks a bit like him.
Yeah.
John looks like his horse. There you go.
Right, chap. Right. Okay.
Has your grandson been round to your house?
Who's that, Dave?
Right, just hang on a second. Right. Today we're going to try and structure the meeting. We're going to start off with Lol's News of the Week. We're then going to have one of the items of news was unfortunately Brian Bolus, the Yorkshire cricketer, passed away last week. And Chris is going to do a piece on Brian Bolus. Okay, so that's the same thing. Third thing is Big Paul has got one of his famous pieces. Please, so get ready.
It's only very short. It's only six questions.
But we love them. So just before we start, I'm just going to ring Tony because I think he's not turned his video on Zoom. So let me just ring him. Can you hear me, Tony?
Yeah, I can hear you, Keith, yeah.
Right. Have you turned the video on when you've logged in?
I thought I had. Wait a minute.
John, you can sing that, can't you? Video.
Turn the video on.
Yeah.
No, turn the radio on.
All right.
Video star.
Video kill the radio star. Video kill the radio star.
John,
yeah, that one.
John, before we start, nice set of shirt.
Thank you very much. You're looking very smart.
Whose laundry is that?
Okay. That's what Jenny wears to bed.
I can no longer...
That guarantees that I won't touch you.
Right. Is that like David Mellor used to do?
That's it,
Yeah.
Hey.
You're not in separate rooms then, John. Excuse me.
Right,
unfortunately,
let me unmute Ron. That's it.
That's
right.
it, Keith.
Hear me?
Okay. Now,
Hey.
just one other thing. Chris has sent me details of a lady who wants to join the Zoom meetings. I've only just realised because it come in with a load of other emails. So, Chris, I'm sorry. I haven't replied to her and told her about the meetings this morning, so she might join at some point.
Okay.
Or
She's the secretary of Sheffield Cricket Lovers Society.
Oh, very good.
Quite a few people in the society who would probably like what they hear and what they do and contribute. So just let her know, Keith, and she's a splendid person. She'll come back to you.
Yeah, I'll add her to the mailing list for it all.
Okay.
So, can I just Ian wants to chime in?
Just sorry, guys, don't want to miss the opportunity, but for Chris' benefit, if you let her know the website, a lot of people are now logging onto the website that don't appear on these Zoom meetings, and there's some stuff of general nature there that may be of interest to them.
Okay, I'll speak to Keith outside the meeting about it. We'll get it sorted.
Good man.
Right. Just one last thing, Ian.
Yes.
Can you close your curtains a little bit because you've.
Yeah, I'm
looking
plunging
angelic.
in darkness.
Like a Japanese kamikaze pilot coming out of the sun.
That's enough. Oh, no.
They'll think somebody passed away if he closes them all together.
Well, I've just done roll.
Stand behind the curtains.
I've just done roll.
It's in morning now.
Open one side, Ian.
Yes, sir. This side.
No, other side.
Right.
Don't worry, you're allowed unlimited exercise now.
Yeah, you can do it as many times as you want.
I've just done
Not
the
till
roll.
tomorrow, Paul.
I've just
Is
done the
that
roll.
from tomorrow?
I've just done the roll.
Perfect.
Come tomorrow, yeah.
I've just done the roll
Perfect.
call of the residents, and you're more
Yeah.
bloody trouble than they are, I tell you. One of them's asked me, what happens if you find one of us dead? I said, well, I'll just make a note on this form and pass it in at the end of the week. They seem quite
Right.
happy with it.
Okay, let's get the ball rolling. Again, just to say, if you want to say something, stick your hand up in front of your face or something, and I'll ignore you. Let's get going with Lol's news of the week.
Okay. Morning, everyone. I've been given the
Morning, Lol.
honour today of reading the latest news for you. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my news reports at Manor Top go on and on and on.
3
In
days
fact,
is
we
your
have a-
record.
In fact, we have a break for lunch, and on the odd occasion, another break for afternoon tea.
Mm.
Keep an eye on Ian. He'll be off in a minute, taking his dog for a walk. He knows what I'm like. Now, we're not going to have the usual banter in my news bulletin. I'm going to read straight through it, and the banter can come later, if you don't mind. And this is going to be very awkward for John, because he doesn't know how to keep quiet for more than a minute. Okay, so off we go. Now, first of all, yesterday the government announced that there will be no professional sport, even behind closed doors in England, until the 1st of June at the earliest. Now that brings me to my first item, which is about horse racing. Now, racing started yesterday again with police permission in France at Paris-Longchamp, behind closed doors, with a 10-race meeting. And the fixture started at 9:55 yesterday morning. Now, British racing, if given the go-ahead, had been earmarked for some big racing to be held on the final 2 weekends in May, but that won't now go ahead. Details of plans to hold classic races, the Derby and the Oaks, behind closed doors at Epsom Downs on July the 4th have been revealed. Permission for the venue to be fenced off and surrounding footpaths closed for 24 hours has also been requested. Rugby Union. Rugby Football Union's chief executive, Bill Sweeney, has said they would lose £107 million in revenue if this year's autumn internationals are cancelled. If they go ahead behind closed doors, the loss would be £85 million. Apart from the Six Nations games, England are scheduled to play New Zealand, Argentina, Tonga and Australia at Twickenham later this year. Golf. Irish golf's governing bodies have said that golf courses in the Republic of Ireland will reopen on the 18th of May. They will be open on a restricted basis initially with play for members only and with no competition allowed. Note on snooker. Former world champion Peter Ebdon has announced his retirement from snooker due to a chronic neck injury. The 49-year-old won the World Championship title at the Crucible in 2002 when he beat Stephen Hendry 18-17 in the final. He also won 8 other ranking events. He made the decision to retire to avoid having to have spinal surgery.
So,
Cycling. Oh, sorry. The Tour de France will start on the 29th of August this year. The race, pushed back from June, had been cast into doubt when the French government said it was not sure that the country would be ready for the event. Formula One. Formula One plans to create an isolated environment for competitors when it starts racing again in July. Managing Director Ross Brawn said they are working on a kind of biosphere in which teams and drivers would operate at races without spectators. Formula One aims to start the championship with consecutive races at the Red Bull Ring in Austria on the 5th and the 12th of July. Brawn said they're working together their way through all the requirements to maintain safety. American football. The NFL has cancelled the 4 games scheduled to take place in London later this year. 2 fixtures involving the Jacksonville Jaguars were scheduled for Wembley, with 2 more matches due to be played at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. They will now be held in the United States after organisers decided it was impossible to arrange games in a different continent because of the coronavirus pandemic. Cage fighting. Now, cage fighting started again in America last Saturday behind closed doors. Most people involved wore masks, apart from the fighters and the referee.
Are we talking about one of Donald Trump's press conferences?
He might have been one of the fighters. Cricket. Beginning on a sad note, as Keith said, former Yorkshire and England right-hand batsman Brian Bowles has died at the age of 86, and Chris will be talking us later through a little bit of his meetings with him and knowledge of meeting Brian in his career. MCC members were sent emails last Tuesday night to inform them that they will not be refunded membership fees for this year, despite the prospect of not seeing any cricket. The 18,000 members were told their annual fees, which go up to £582 a year, were the bedrock of the club's finances. And another item, leading Australian sports manufacturer Kookaburra have developed a wax applicator to allow cricket balls to be shined without using sweat or saliva. There are concerns over using bodily fluids to polish the ball during the current pandemic. Under current laws, artificial substances cannot be applied to the ball, but umpires could oversee the process if changes are required and approved of using the wax as a temporary measure. Now we come on to football. Now, Chancellor Angela Merkel has confirmed that the German Bundesliga is to resume on Saturday, the 16th of May, that's this coming Saturday, behind closed doors, making it the first major league to return to competition. With 9 games left, Bayern Munich are top, 4 points above Borussia Dortmund in second place. One of the first games on the relaunch will be a local derby, Schalke versus Borussia Dortmund. Now, Dynamo Dresden, who play in Bundesliga 2, have put their entire squad in 2-week isolation after 2 players were confirmed to have the virus. This could now put the season start-up in doubt. Now, the next country to announce the start-up is Denmark, whose top division is scheduled to resume on the 28th of May, behind closed doors. Their Superliga has now been suspended since the 9th of March. Now, La Liga president Javier Tebas hopes that Spain's top flight will restart on the 12th of June, testing that there will be 0 risk to players during games. The league have said that 5 players across Spain's top 2 divisions have tested positive for the virus, which could jeopardise the restart. Now, Premier League officials in England met yesterday to continue talks on Project Restart to try and establish whether it will be possible to resume and complete the current season. Now, Kyle Walker's been up to his tricks again. He feels he's being harassed as he broke social distancing rules again for a second time. He visited his sister in Sheffield to give her a birthday present, and he gave her a hug. He then carried on to see his parents at a different address in Sheffield to pick up some home-cooked meals. I can't believe that Manchester City have said they will take no action against him. Now, when the team do start playing football again, they're going to be allowed 5 substitutes when the season starts after the FIFA proposal to help with fixture congestion was approved. Also an option is to stop using VAR over safety concerns about the officials involved working in a small room for the duration of matches. That was also proposed. And finally, carers helping an 86-year-old widower during lockdown were stunned to learn he played football for England. During a routine visit to his home in Skelmanthorpe, carers learnt all about the amazing life of a certain Colin Granger. Now I'm going to quickly finish my news item with a little profile on his career. That's okay?
Yeah.
Now, he was known as the Singing Winger, which is also the title of his autobiography. Born in Havercroft in the West Riding of Yorkshire on the 10th of June 1933, Colin comes from a footballing family. One cousin, Edwin Holliday, played left wing for the Owls between 1962 and 65. And his brother-in-law, Jim Eiley, he played for the Blades between 1953 and 1957 before moving on to Tottenham. Now, when he left school, Colin worked as a car mechanic on £1 a week when he was signed by Wrexham in 1949. Sheffield United signed the left winger from Wrexham for £2,500 in June 1953. He played for the Blades for 4 years, during which time he gained 7 international caps, scoring 2 goals on his debut for England as they beat Brazil 4-2 at Wembley in May 1956. He also scored a goal against West Germany in another game. His career...
Just a second. Incidentally, if you want to see that match against Brazil, you can get it on YouTube.
Thank you. I've seen the clips of his goals.
Tommy Taylor got the other 2 goals.
Yes, yeah.
In the 4-2 win.
Yeah, on YouTube, there's highlights of the game that include all 4 goals.
I've seen his headed goal and the one with his foot. That's all I've seen on his... Okay, carry on.
Yeah.
Now, his career declined as he struggled with an ankle injury sustained on England duty. And in July 1957, he was sold to Sunderland in return for £17,000 and another left winger, Sam Kemp, who was valued at £6,000. He went on to play for Leeds, Port Vale, Doncaster Rovers, Macclesfield Town, New Millardam as player-manager, and finished at Woolley Miners Welfare before retiring from football in 1978. His professional singing career started in the mid-1950s, and his first gig was in 1956, supporting the Hilltoppers, a popular American singing group. He also appeared on TV and radio, releasing 2 records on the HMV label in 1958. In 1963, he shared the bill with the Beatles, and he ended his singing career in August 1970 when he became a salesman, and he supplemented his income as a talent scout for numerous clubs involving Sheffield United, including United, before he finally retired. Now I'm going to pass you back to Keith now, who will now look out of his window and tell you what the weather forecast is doing. Okay.
Thanks, Lol. Brilliant.
That's brilliant.
That's all right.
Yeah, Lol. What year did you say you supported the Beatles?
1963.
I think it was at the Gaumont.
Gaumont, yeah. Well,
Anybody there?
Ian?
You
Ian?
shattered
it was
my,
Gaumont.
Lol, you shattered my illusion because I thought John was Sheffield's singing winger, but then I realised he's probably more singing swinger, but there you go.
No,
Well, I appreciate John keeping quiet for 10 minutes anyway,
Which is more than some of you did.
which is unheard of.
Oh, just going back.
Can I just point out that some didn't keep quiet during your diatribe?
Tony?
Yeah,
Tony?
just going back. Yeah, just going back to Colin Granger. It was my rep for some years ago when I was manager at the supermarket in Rotherham, Simcoe, and he was a rep for Wines and several times and that. Very nice guy. I don't know whether you knew about him being a rep for Wine Right. I don't know about that.
Right. Okay. We didn't, and Tony, your sound went a bit strange then, so don't worry about
It
it.
was a Dalek.
Yeah. You went.
Yeah.
It's not as bad as mine is normally.
Ron, I might have the answer to that. I'll talk to you after the meeting.
Yeah, because I'm on my phone at the moment, Keith.
Yeah,
That sounds
there's a
all right now, doesn't
setting.
it?
Sounds a lot better.
There's a setting for HD.
Right. I'll
Settings.
speak to you later.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay, chaps. That was good. That. So.
Excellent.
All right,
Any
not too-
questions?
not
Any
too
questions
bored.
about what Lowell's just asked, told us?
Yeah, where was his joke?
Keeping you
He always
quiet, John.
finishes with a joke.
He didn't mention Wednesday at all.
No.
He did. He did. He mentioned Eddie Holiday.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
Yes,
True,
I know.
very true. The first footballer I heard swear, to my shock. I used to go and watch Wednesday train behind Ullerton Stadium, and I couldn't believe it when a footballer actually swore. Obviously, I know a bit better now than I did then.
Yeah.
It shocked me to the core.
Paul, did you want Paul the Biscuit?
Yeah, I was just thinking about, the Project Restart and all sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's the teams at the bottom of the league who are not very keen on restarting. And the thing about the Bundesliga, it said about, I think it's Dresden, who
Yeah.
have isolated all their players.
That's right.
Guess what position they are in the league?
Bottom.
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 Yeah. Nobody wants to
Ian,
play. They're in danger
Ian,
of
hang
elimination.
on. Ian, first.
Picking up on that theme, Paul, and what was mentioned earlier about the Bundesliga, Brighton have got, is it 3 players or 2 players with coronavirus?
3, I think.
3.
Well,
3.
if they play the same game as in Germany, that means our restart is in jeopardy, isn't it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Brighton have got 1 at the moment. They've had 3 altogether. There's only 1 at the moment with it.
Yeah. The cynic in me says that a lot of players for teams at the bottom of the league are suddenly going to get coronavirus.
Yeah.
Well,
John?
why should a big
Hang on a
club...
minute. In your turn, John.
Only just a point about, you must have read about 3 Wednesday players who are actually abroad at the moment, and you wonder, we can't be the only team who have got foreign players who are abroad, who had gone home for a while. It's a dimension to this comeback that nobody's considered. What happens if teams have got several players who are abroad? They can come back, they'll be quarantined for a fortnight. It's
But
bound
not
to have some
until,
impact.
not until June. Why can't they come back now?
I don't know. Maybe they're in lockdown.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right.
There's not many flights, are there?
I think
Ian?
I think the point we're all missing, and I've mentioned it before, is these players are club products worth millions of pounds. There's no way a manager's going to let them play if their product, or certainly the chairman, if the product's in jeopardy. Never.
Right. Okay. Let's end the football talk for now. And we'll move to Chris. So, Chris, we've got
Hey guys.
About 10 to 15 minutes before we have to break and change to the next meeting.
Keith, make a suggestion that I've got a little bit of a tribute to him. If I do that in total, after the break, if there was any questions, do that after the break.
Good idea.
Would that be all right?
A good idea.
Keith.
Yeah.
I'll try and keep it interesting.
Yeah. Tony?
Keith, just before we finish, don't you think this neutral ground with the Premiership and that, why don't everyone play at Hillsborough? Because there's no football played there anymore, is it?
Good idea.
They could all play at Hillsborough, couldn't they?
Unbelievable wit.
Right,
dear.
I'm gonna
It
stop
never
all
ends.
that.
Never effing
Right.
ends.
I'm gonna end that. So, Paul, Big Paul, are you ready to do your quiz?
Yes, if you like. Yes, no problem.
Yes. So we'll move on to Big Paul's quiz.
Mr. Blofeld.
I stress, there's only 6 questions. It's not a proper full-length one, only 6 questions. Question number 1. This person played Charlie Chaplin at table tennis and beat Charlie Chaplin, and instead of using a bat, he used a butter knife, but he still went on to beat Charlie Chaplin. This person has scored a 147 break in snooker,
I know.
and in the early 20th century, captained England at football, scored a century at Lord's, and won the men's tennis doubles at both Wimbledon and the Olympics.
Very couldn't play Ludo.
Hang on. So Ron was the
Who
first
is it?
to wave at me.
I've
Sorry?
forgotten his CB Fry.
No,
Dennis Compton.
no,
No.
His name's
Paul
Woolsnam.
next.
Woolsnam.
First name?
I can't remember.
Ian.
Lord.
It's not
It's
Phil.
Woolsnam.
Yes,
It's
it is.
Woolsnam.
You're right, Paul.
Yeah.
Paul is right.
Well done, Paul.
Is
Max
regarded as the
Woolsnam.
greatest British sportsman that nobody knows.
Yes,
Mm.
Yeah.
yes.
Amazing.
Max, it's
Well,
Paul,
you knew
it's
him.
Max.
Max Woolsnam.
Paul,
correct.
it's Max Woolsnam.
Yeah, thank you.
Might I suggest and nominate Paul to do an item on Max Woolsnam in some future meeting?
I actually did it.
Which one?
Did you?
Yeah,
It must have been memorable.
that's right. Yeah, which is why we're in this group, I think.
Have you still got the
Who
notes?
are you? Who are you?
Sorry,
Can't remember your name.
I can't
Ian,
either.
Ian's. Hang on.
I probably do
Ian's-
have the notes. Yeah,
You still
Max
got the
Woolsnam.
notes?
I
If you
think
wing
so.
me, if you wing me the notes, Paul, I'll put them on the website with the rest of your
Okay,
stuff.
I'll have a look.
Okay. So we move on to question 2.
Question 2. Who won his first major championship when beating Justin Rose in a sudden death playoff in Augusta in 2017?
Justin Johnson.
Danny Willett.
No.
Jordan Spieth.
No. No.
Spieth?
No.
Will it?
Tommy Fleetwood.
No. No.
What
Got to
country
be
does he come
American.
from?
Spieth.
What did you say, Ron?
American.
17.
He's got to be
not an
American.
American. Not
He's not-
American.
Molinari.
No.
Laughabell.
Getting closer.
Garcia.
Yes. Yes. Sergio Gar.
Did on the roll, Paul.
I am.
Number 3. Which nation caused one of the biggest upsets in rugby union history when they defeated South Africa at the 2015 Rugby World Cup?
2015.
Japan.
Yeah.
Japan.
Yeah, Japan. I was
Paul
just
the
thinking if I
Biscuit
got
was first, but we'll give Ian a chance, seeing as he's a rugby expert.
Yeah, Ian had got hand up. Ian knew the answer. Yeah.
I was just thinking if I got 3 in a row, I might get a biscuit.
You get to keep the
Well,
roll.
go
was
get you
the
one.
answer?
Go get you one.
What was the answer?
Japan.
Japan.
Right.
That's why I went like that.
Oh, racist.
Well, I couldn't get my word in. You wouldn't let me speak.
Okay, number 4.
Number 4. Where did the rowing and canoe sprint events take place at the 2012
Nottingham.
No, I was...
Go on.
Nottingham.
No,
Home play point.
no,
No.
Eton Donny.
Correct.
Oh, Paul.
Because
You
I've,
know
well,
You've won a biscuit, Paul. You've
I've
won a
run there.
biscuit, Paul.
thank you. I did a
Back in here.
triathlon there
Did
last
you?
summer. Yeah, last summer.
Whereabouts is it? Whereabouts is it?
Near Eton. No, it's at
Oh.
Windsor, next door to Windsor. And the facilities, considering that the facilities are owned by Eton School, to have a school with those facilities is absolutely unbelievable.
Right.
Is that bad
A
or
national
good?
facility.
Ian's got something he wants to add.
No, I was just got a scratch.
It's just that
Sorry.
your hand came up on your screen, but anyway.
That's
So
because he
number-
was doing the
No,
Japanese bit.
that was.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Number five then, yeah. Number 5. Which 2 British cyclists teamed up to win the Madison event at the Track World Championships in London in 2016?
Mark Cavendish.
Rome.
Cavendish was one.
Rome.
Jason Kenny?
Yes.
No.
Chris Foy.
No.
Sorry?
No.
Chris Foy.
No.
Chris, how you mean?
Oh,
Foy, that's what I meant, yeah. I knew somebody called Chris Foy. That's all this throws me.
Um,
not Kenny, not Bradley Wiggins. He'd retired by then.
Not Froome.
No, it was Bradley Wiggins.
It was.
It was Bradley Wiggins. Yeah.
I thought he'd retired by then.
Well,
it was his last race,
2016, it says.
last race. I
Okay,
think.
number 6.
Which Irish boxer, known as the Celtic Warrior, held both the WBO middleweight and superweight titles in the 1990s?
Paddy.
Collins.
McGuigan.
No.
Collins.
Yes.
Forgot his
Collins.
first name.
Steve Collins.
Steve.
Well, I've got, gentlemen. I didn't want to impinge on the time, really, you know.
No.
Too much time.
No, that's brilliant, that, Paul. So, look, let's tell you, we've just over 2 minutes left. So, if anything very quick, John?
Only quickly, I just caught by accident, fortunately, the 1998 Rugby League Cup final on Sunday where Sheffield Eagles
Yes.
beat Wigan. But
Yes,
tremendous
I saw that.
that again. Tremendous.
Yeah. The biggest shock of all time in many sports. Yeah. Right.
Mark
Well,
Aston should
what-
have a star in front of the town hall.
It
Not
should.
just for that, what he's done for Rugby League in Sheffield.
Yeah, I agree. Shall we start a campaign?
Have they got a ground yet?
Yeah, the English Institute of Sport, they start next season.
Yeah, Attercliffe. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Well, hang on, it's not the English Institute, is it? It's
What is it now?
It's isn't it called the Olympic Legacy Park or something?
Legacy
Yeah, but it's
Park.
EIS.
Legacy Park, yeah.
It
Legacy
is, but
Park.
it's EIS.
No,
Yeah.
it's owned by Kevin McCabe.
Yeah. That's upset, John.
Honestly, it is. It's,
There'll be autumn going on its own then.
yeah. Right, let's wrap it up now. So I'm going to end this meeting and then we'll more or less immediately start the second one. All right, chaps?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, Keith.
Drink.
Right.
Get yourself a drink.